story of the modern Korean Republic began at the old quarters of the United Nations in 1947. The United States presented the matter of Korean independence through America's spokesman, the late John Foster Dulles. Korea, long under the domination of Japan, had been liberated with the end of World War II, and the Allies had agreed that Korea should be a sovereign nation. The United Nations sent a commission to Korea's ancient capital at Seoul in an attempt to unify the politically divided country and hold free democratic elections. But the Soviet-dominated North regime, walled up behind the 38th parallel that split the nation, refused to cooperate. The South held free and separate elections of its own. Not so in the North. Soviet-picked Korean candidates played a Marxist tune, and brainwashed North Koreans followed the Red Pied Piper. Their votes went down the drain. The Democratic South listened to plans for rehabilitation made by freely elected representatives, some of whom have been since freely deposed, and the nation prospered. The tools of peace were contributed by the United States and others as a gesture of goodwill, and another democracy began to flourish. South Koreans pitched into the work of their own recovery and the pursuits of peace. In the North, it was a different story. The Red Korean regime, like their European counterparts, could thrive only on misery and malcontent. The dog-eared Red Handbook on Propaganda was reopened and sang the praises of war. The creative talents of North Korean scholars were perverted to serve the purposes of Soviet aims through translations of Marxist literature. To Moscow went thousands of North Korean political puppets to hear their Soviet masters instill in them the dream of a Kremlin-led world domination. The message was this: whatever stands in our way, destroy. And from the Kremlin, it finally came, the disastrous order to its North Korean armies: marshal your forces. On June 25th, 1950, the Soviet bow fired its Korean arrow into the back of the Southern Republic. The frenzied Red thrust was ultimately to fail, but the attack lives in dishonor among the most infamous milestones of the century.